about to force somebody. Oh, that's called manipulation. Religion forces you to do something so that you can feel some sort of way about God. Christianity says there's nothing you could ever do right anyway, because Jesus did it all. There's no price that you could ever pay, so much so to ever make you right with Him. You couldn't follow enough rules anyway. Jesus says, I already fulfilled all the rules. I've already done everything for you. So it's not forcing, and it's not following rules out of compulsion and oppression. It's about living a life that pleases Him, not because I'm forced to, but because I love Him. Many people are rejecting God when they're not really rejecting Jesus. They're rejecting a misrepresented view. That's why Oasis Church, we have to represent Christ. Because religion just complicates things. It just makes difficult what God made simple. But the good news is we're sinners. Oh! But Christ died for us. God forgave us. We can't earn it. We can't deserve it. And it's never about being perfect, because no rules to be followed would ever make me perfect. It's not about what I do. It's all about what He's done. It's not about who I am. It's all about who He is. Religion will complicate it. Jesus Christ simplified it. Now there's this thing though that says, well, Pastor Gabe, then if I'm just having my faith in Him and I'm made right with Him with my faith, then I can just continue to live however I want to live. You're right, you can. You could. Because He'll never stop loving you. You'll never stop being His. Well, then what about my life? You talk about helping us at Oasis Church get better and becoming a better version of myself and pleasing God. God's already pleased with you. He's already loving you. You already are accepted by Him. Now, what about my behavior? What about this other thing called Christianity and doing and becoming and being better? What, do I just not? Let me show you what happened with the woman. The Bible says in the New Testament that a woman was caught in the act of adultery. She had made some dumb choices. And the religious people said, gotcha, you broke the laws. They brought her to Jesus one day and they threw her there in front of Him, and I can just picture her fall to the floor, and they said, you know, the law says, the rule book says that somebody caught in this act, where was the guy, by the way? But the rule book says that she should be stoned. And they was ready. They picked up, they had these rocks, they're ready to do their civic duty. And Jesus looked at them that day and said, you know, it was His version of what I just did a little bit ago. Stand to your feet, sit down if you've never lied. Sit down if you've never done this, you've never lusted in your heart. He says, if there's anybody here that's never sinned, go ahead and throw the stone. Or like, the Bible says they all turned around and walked away, all ticked off. And so Jesus turns to the girl. He says, hey, Mary, where are all your accusers? Where are all those people that were so worried about you following the laws to do the right thing? She says, they're all gone. He says, well, you can go too. Because I don't condemn you. He says, just go and sin no more. I accept you, Mary, in spite of your condition. Just now, go live your life and do better. And I really believe in my heart that Mary Magdalene, she followed Jesus, the Word says, the Bible says, until even the moment when he was on the cross, she's there. Now I think about Mary's predicament. She didn't go back to her sinful ways. She could have. She had every right to. But what kept her from doing the right thing and not going back to her sinful lifestyle? There was nothing forcing her. I'm sure she had the same temptations, the same urges to do whatever. But it was her encounter with a loving Jesus. It wasn't rules that were put on her. It wasn't religion that made her clean up her life. It was an encounter with a non-judging, loving God who said, I don't condemn you. I love you. What is it, Pastor Gabe, that makes me live out my life making better choices than I made a year ago? That maybe when I was water baptized, when I said I do to Jesus, when I said yes, what is it that makes me? Because there's no chains holding us down. I don't stay away from sinful decisions because I have to. I don't do it because I want to get saved. I do it because I love Him. And when you have an encounter with the non-judging, forgiving, loving Jesus, you become like Mary Magdalene, who says, I don't ever want to disappoint Him. It wasn't the rules. It was love.